The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
It's a completely different spell base, so.
Ice Javelin!
Nice job. Oh.
No.
Red
This is
dice
fine.
of doom have been freed from their containment. The
And
universe
somebody's gonna
trembles.
I got the
That's
countdown
bullshit.
for our deaths. Here we go.
die. No. That's way too much time.
That's true.
Scott has known firsthand the wrath of the red dice of doom. So
First character death. Yeah.
first character death was 3 20s in a row in 3.5, which was an instant death.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
couldn't
used
save
the
him.
instant death rules, which also applied to the enemies. So if you rolled 3 20s in a row, they died instantly too.
I died to a pebble slung by a slingshot from a bullywug.
Doubles. Yeah, a bullywug slingshot through the brain was what killed his first character.
Question. Did you hear the gunshot? They say the gunshot you don't hear is the one that kills you.
Definitely wouldn't have. Definitely wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I have so much energy tonight.
Don't complain.
I'm ready when you are.
We've been live
probably
for a
been
bit.
Yeah, fucking
Okay,
do it.
good.
When everyone said they were good, I'm like,
Welcome
okay,
back.
switch.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back with the Silver Fleet, and we don't have everyone here today, so we're going to do some more side quests again, which is fine because I love advancing side quests, and everyone else seems to like the money. So
Woo.
we're going to do some of that. Last week, you had a giant lore dump of everything involving the ring world that everyone lives on. So the party owns this ring world, which was like 3/4 of the last session, me just talking. I emptied this water jug pretty quickly, just babbling.
We should keep from knocking it over then.
Right. So this has been the session afterwards. So if you didn't tune in last time for the lore dump on the ring world, don't worry. I won't explain it again. So you'll have to go back and watch it anyway. In that case, we will start today. I'd love to keep wearing these, but my stigmatism is driving me nuts in these plastic glasses. I will have to pop the lenses on eventually. So last time we left the party off, you had just gone around the tram track and learned all this incredible stuff about the ring world that you were on. Because not everyone was present and some party members weren't feeling good. Which is present this time. The strange psychic anomaly of being exposed to one which walks the void, which is the giant chrome friend you have now, or copper colored friend you have now. That is, in fact, a spaceship that is intelligent and alive, is a bit daunting on some people. So it's hard to get used to. There's a lot of psychic energy there that is quite strenuous on the psyche. Meriel and Quetzalli, we will start with you. You kind of tagged along with the rest of the party, but you weren't feeling good. So if you didn't catch up on last session's backstory, we'll just say that you had a bit of a headache and you weren't feeling great, so you don't remember what happened.
There's
But
a
we'll
lot of
start with
psychic
you two.
communication.
Yeah. There was a lot of psychic communication with that spaceship, and it sometimes hurts the brain.
He was
Even
very
if you're
nice,
used-
just not used to it.
Yeah. So we will start with you two. You are kind of coming out of whatever funk you were in, and the rest of the party is present here as well. Delgar, Zora, and I'm going to have to look your character up because you didn't change your name in the Zoom chat, Jesse. Rusty, thank you. Rusty is there as well. So they are all present here as well. Rusty is, however, new to you guys, I think, right? You guys weren't here for Rusty's introduction.
No, we weren't.
Okay, so new to you is a orc present in the room, which I will let Rusty describe how he looks himself.
Right. So right now, since we're not fighting, he's kind of got his casuals on. Rusty is an 8-foot tall, big, like barrel-chested, good old boy of an orc. You know, he's got a trucker hat. He's got these big, thick mirror shades, like a kind of a. It looks almost like a coverall, but it's made out of the wrong material to be a coverall. It looks almost like carbon fiber, and like an obscene number of pouches on straps just all around. He's got like some kind of a big flat collapsed shape on his back in a mount, and out in the hangar, y'all, if you happen to go into like the aircraft hangar, you can see that there is a crab tank and also a headless mecha now parked in there that looks like it came out of a junkyard war.
Oh boy.
From what you've heard about orcs, Meriel, this is definitely not par for the course. A lot of orcs just use stolen tech as opposed to hodgepodge technology they've scrapped together on their own. So this is not standard tech for orc craft.
Yeah, it's not a kill rig. It's more like it looks more like a Lakshayan frame fighter, but not Lakshayan, if that makes sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like if a transformer were made out of garbage.
Gotcha.
And it looks like the crab fits onto the head of the battle frame. So it looks like the losing words here. Giant mech made out of tiny mechs. Go.
Well, okay, so the crab tank.
Voltron.
Voltron.
Looks like Voltron's missing his head, but
Right,
his
there you
head
go.
is a crab.
Oh, sure.
And the
So-
Voltron body looks more like Magus XLR, if that has anyone seen that? cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay. The body of the mech looks a lot like Magus XLR, but instead of a car for a head, it's a giant crab.
Yeah, but the crab is
Perfect
also the crab is also like tractor pull levels of tricked out, giant unnecessary pipes for like flames coming out of it. I just you get the idea, right?
It's
It's
the only way.
Yeah, yeah.
it's rednecks unplugged, but in
Yeah.
space.
It's like someone took a mecha and a semi truck.
Yes.
Matter of fact,
And then they
it's
made
called-
the semi-truck look like a crab and put it
And
on
it's all
top of a
wrong.
mecha, and that's the head.
So
there's
basically,
Optimus Prawn is the name of the crab tank, and then
you beat me by 1 second because you interrupted me, you piece of shit.
there's my tank. F off. So yeah, the crab is called Boptimus Prawn, and then it fits on top of Roctimus Prime.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
So
So
what you're saying is time for crab.
Time
Oh.
for crab.
time for crab.
So you have all got off the train. Meriel, Quetzalli, you are just now kind of recovering. That whole montage that the hologram did about the ring world was a blur to you. You don't remember maybe any of it. Whether or not you saw the last episode or not, I don't know. So I'm kind of going with you remember whatever you remember from last time if you watched it. And that whole kind of montage of what the different biomes of this ring world did was a blur. There's a lot to this ring world. It's just mind-meltingly colossal and how big it is. I mean, for Pete's sakes, the city portion of it is 3 Earths in size.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the city, is the equivalent landmass of 3 Earths unfolded flat on the inside of a ring. That's the size you're looking at right now in just the mass of what's going on. And that's just the city. The labs are a whole nother Earth for just the laboratories that Dr. Tepesh is in. Then you have the rest of the ring world. So, and you found out the train, which may have been part of the reason why you were maybe not all here mentally as far as what you remember goes, is the train uses a series of portals to kind of teleport around the ring world as opposed to actually traveling there, because it would take a lifetime to get all the way around it.
I'm still not thoroughly unconvinced you didn't steal that idea from Void Train.
I didn't, because Void Train didn't exist when I wrote this campaign, but
He stole it from
I've done that
Dinosaur
before.
Train.
I gotta play Void Train. Yeah.
But
It
I
is
have
so
done
good.
this exact thing before, where I've thought of something and then something came out that was along the lines of where I was thinking. And I'm like, have I like psychically tuned in with the universe somehow?
Hate when that
This is
happens
why
because you
I've
never
Yeah.
make
done
money
any,
from it.
like long-term projects creatively, because I'm always
need to-
like super hyped about something, and then something comes out and I'm like, God damn
Yeah, you got to make a move out to the West Coast.
it. Yeah.
Right. So you can at least have the idea a couple days before everyone else. So that's what happened last time. You're all
Put a
kind of in
timestamp
there.
on your idea and claim you said
Yeah,
said it
yeah.
first.
Get that copyright in there ahead of time.
Yeah.
So everyone else has got to pay you royalties. That's what happened last time. And you're all kind of in the hangar. You just got off the train. You may be a bit wobbly as far as getting back into it, but Meriel, Quetzalli, you are with the rest of the party, and there is a new friend here that you don't recognize.
Oh. He's big.
Yes.
Oh, howdy, you feeling better?
Oh, yeah. thank
Much
you.
better, thank you. I'm not sure we've met.
Well, no, we haven't. I'm Rusty Buckboard. And he'll hand out like just a green ham on the end of an arm.
Oh,
Thank you. Meriel.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I'm Quetzalli, but everyone calls me Quetz, I guess.
You guess?
I don't know. I didn't tell everybody to call me that.
Well,
No, everybody just started calling him Qualts, I guess.
There you go.
well, Quetzalli, I reckon if you want to be called that, I'll call you that.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Quetzalli's fine.
Well, all
Or
right. then.
Quetz is fine. Either way.
Nice rig you got there.
Yeah.
Did you make
Well-
it yourself?
I sure did.
Oh, you'd like our pilot.
Well, I mean, I've met a few of y'all already. But who's the pilot? This is not who I've met before.
No, she usually hangs out in the hangar, I think.
She calibrates all the time.
Just calibrating things.
Person after my own heart. Uh,
New ship.
I know how it is. You get a whole new ship in the hangar and just want to learn her upside down, inside out, and through the middle.
Mhm.
Anyway, so what's on the docket for today, fellas? Now that y'all are feeling more yourselves, and we have this whole big
I do
planet to
note that
ourselves.
the two people who are, well, I say two people, this is three missing. The two people who are not here at the moment, which would be Talurra and I almost have it, Helix. Good Lord, I almost had it without looking. Talurra and Helix look like they're not feeling too great. So they take a jaunt over to Dr. Tepish's labs to get looked at.
My goodness. Well,
He
I
really
hope
likes
there's something
injecting
going
you with
around.
things.
I think it's just getting used to the environment. We did just have an episode of pretty invasive telekinesis.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh.
that telekinetic spaceship is a bit dragging on the brain.
Oh, what, the big copper fella? What's
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
yeah.
Something void.
One
I
who
mean, I
travels the
suppose
void.
we're
One who
not
travels the
used
void,
to
yes.
telekinesis, huh?
I am not.
I've had ships talk to me before, but never quite in that way.
Takes a while to get used to.
I like it better when I just read what they've got, on the diagnostic output rather than trying to actually penetrate my brain.
If only conversations with extraplanar entities were that easy.
If only. Who wants some coffee?
I would love some, please.
uh, you'll see he's got like a pot of, well, it looks like motor oil. It's so thick. It doesn't pour so much as ooze.
I should note
Hmm.
the fact that he has actual coffee is astonishing
Yeah.
because most people drink soy calf, which is genetically recreated coffee,
Yeah, he ain't about all that soy shit.
Which is not coffee.
which is definitely not coffee. It just tastes like coffee, and that's in quotations.
It
Well,
tastes
like-
vaguely like coffee.
Yeah.
If we had read back the transcript, there might have been like a TM at the end of that coffee. We
Yeah.
don't like. It might be a name brand. We don't know.
Sure.
But it's
Maybe real beans, maybe not.
It's like soup.
It's
Yeah.
black like the space between stars, and it flows like treacle. And it does horrible things to a spoon. So
I'd like to throw out two different things real fast.
Sure.
The first off, you guys haven't noticed this, and even the other conscious party members are just now being aware of it.
Hmm?
Zora's coat has a new symbol on the back.
Oh.
Ooh.
It radiates out from her laser chakrams, which are housed there. And it's effectively a circle with 3 arrows pointing in towards the center, towards the discs.
Hmm.
And each of the arrows is on the point of what would be a triangle,
Okay. Cool.
all stark white in comparison to the rest of the black outfit.
All right.
I was gonna say that
Sure.
sounds like sacred geometry.
History or religion. Either one would technically work.
Remembering what symbol was on the door.
I just realized I was muted on stream. So pretty much what I'm asking is I'm going to try to do a knowledge check on this weird symbol.
Yeah.
Not that weird.
You said either or works?
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Some people might consider it a religion. Some people definitely consider it history.
Oh, it's the same. I'm proficient with both, of course. I'm sorry.
I'm not. I got a 19 for a
Okay,
history
you
check.
pass.
I rolled super low, so 13.
You still pass.
Either way, it's a +1, so I got a 17.
I got a
You passed too.
5.
5 is Quetzalli. You have no idea where this is from. Go ahead and tell them, Zora.
So on our one of our last episodes, we found a door floating in the middle of space, like a wood fucking door to a house floating in space that had this symbol on it. And we had to go in and take care of a Kelvin class SCP.
Ooh.
So it's the SCP symbol now pointing, all arrows are now pointing towards the disc on the center of my back.
Oh, so should we take this to mean that you're an SCP now and should be contained?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait.
It's
Those
like
of
the
you who were there
badge.
for that episode definitely know that this is more like a badge because of what you did to contain.
So
those of you who
they're
didn't
like a
watch-
class 3 or higher operative.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't know, last time or a couple times ago, the party found out that their dear and near compatriot that had been mysteriously following them around, aka Cliffy, the tiny gnome that oddly repaired things that no one could figure out how they work, was in fact an SCP himself. And the party contained him back in his cell that he should have been contained in before by welding the door shut.
Yeah.
Using a giant pile of ball bearings and the Sunderer's torch.
Plasma torch. Yep.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured that would be an applicable badge of honor for my own design.
Yeah.
The second thing I wanted to throw out there is, hey, Doggar,
Yes.
is a 16 hit?
A 16?
16.
It would if I don't deflect it with my laser sword.
Would you see it coming from the back of your head?
Yes. I am one with the verse.
He's like Najee.
There is a
Yeah.
there is a current series of unfortunate box chucking going on between Dalgar and Zora.
No. I'm the only one throwing the boxes. He's
Oh,
just too
right.
polite to return them, and I just use it as my morning training. Just chuck
Got it.
boxes at him.
Got it.
Whose morning training is it if you're the one hucking stealth boxes at this cat? And he's expecting
You
to-
know, it's kind of both, really. He's trying to catch him off guard. Dalgar is
You know,
trying to stay
you know,
aware.
Stalgar like gives 0 shits for this.
He's there.
Oh. Jesse, you don't know the origination of that. There was a ship we were on that had a shit ton of cardboard boxes just lying around, but a lot of them were mimics.
No, wait,
So I
wait.
started chucking them
Wait,
towards
we should keep
them.
this in character. So Rusty would come up to Zora and probably would ask, "What's?"
Yeah, probably. It's like, so is this like just hazing or? what-
Playfully antagonistic at this point.
Well, can anybody play? You're like,
I don't know. Can you pick boxes up with your mind?
I don't see what's so interesting about it.
he'll like hold up one big old ham of a hand and like kind of look at it, reach down and like flat palm like a cargo container and like hoist it up in the air.
Yeah, that's not your mind. That's your hand.
But I move my hand with my mind.
Not the same
You're
thing.
not wrong.
Dalgar just like steps to the side.
We encountered a ship filled with mimics. That's where this started. Now, at this point, it's just a fun game that gets played in the background.
At least taking care of any mimic checks. And Doggar is helping.
Hey, I'm not
Yes,
going to argue.
I
Those
am-
things are annoying.
Yes, I am helping Zora abuse their psionics.
Very nice of you.
Well, all right then. Carry on.
Another box.
Well, the next time that you suspect there might be a mimic around, let me know.
Good luck.
God.
They can disguise themselves as everything.
Scotty,
Oh, I know.
You and I are at the other end of the Beat Saber. I'm throwing the boxes in your start.
I'm the Beat Saber guy. Yeah. No, so if I was built for dual wielding, yes.
Yeah.
They have a setting for single
think
blades.
they have a
They do, and they also have the
setting.
setting for like the Darth Maul version, which is
Staff,
really,
yeah.
really hard to
Yeah.
do.
Sick.
I need another badge.
Shit.
Like that game alone is almost worth getting a VR set.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
All right. We'll start with my quest then. You see one of the drones that Overseer normally controls on the Ring World kind of approach your group. He left you when you left the tram, but he's come back again. I do hate to interrupt, sirs, but there appears to be some sort of subspace anomaly warping into the area. I would normally just bother some of our security forces with it, but it's moving at speeds that our solar craft cannot catch.
An anomaly.
It's not necessarily an anomaly per se, whereas it is definitely a fighter class star cruiser.
Is it on an intersect course for our ship?
It's on an intercept course for the Ring World.
Oh, well, we can't have that now, can we?
I wouldn't say that we could, but it's moving at speeds that our solar intercepted fighters can't catch.
Well,
Can we get within 10,000 meters?
There's a good chance you could.
after we get done with this, remind me to stop by the hangar for your solar fighters, because I just like to have a look at them.
There's about 300 of them, so that would take quite a bit of tinkering.
If
Sounds
it
like a
is
good
on a
weekend to me.
collision course for the ring world, could we have an estimated trajectory path? Maybe we could put something in the way to stop it.
You have approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes before it lands in the hangar or impacts with the ring world.
It's
Don't
me
see why
within
we should wait for it.
5,000 meters of that course.
Are you
My
sure you'd
trajectory
be
has been
quick
uploaded
enough?
to your ship's computer.
I'll go warm up the Optimus. And he'll just like he'll push off and
I
step
do have
into
to
the hangar.
admit, I am curious what Zora is planning, and he like falls resting.
you hear like just it sounds like the entirety of a NASCAR race starting at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my god. So a drag race.
So yeah,
No one's gonna. Okay, fine.
I didn't even actually understand what you just said. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
You cut out for a second, so it kind of became garbled.
To be fair, the silence immediately after was still hilarious.
I said, oh, like a drag race.
Ah,
Oh,
yes, but also no. Yeah, so you'll see him like climb up into the cockpit and pull the thing down, and when it starts, like it belches flame on both sides. The crab legs like pop up, and it walks literally like up the front of the face of the mecha, does like a 180, turns around, settles in, locks its claws in, and then the entire thing starts lighting up.
fancy.
Anybody want to ride with? I got room for one more. I don't think the soldier's up tonight. I think he went to go have a lie down. So
Dalgar goes with, and he's just, arms crossed, kind of sassy.
What other craft are we taking that can catch up? Our fastest craft is, I'm not sure, fast enough to catch up to that.
Hmm. Could I get a brief reminder of our lineup here?
You have Biggie, which is the Mesmer Mark II. You have the Penguin King, and you have the Rocinante, which is the drill diver. So far, the fastest craft that you have is, I think they're all the same, but let me double check.
my max speed is 4,500.
The fastest one you have is the Freighter, which is Big Sister, which has all the other craft in it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's
Oddly
right.
enough, the biggest ship is the one that goes the fastest. Its speed is 3,000.
It probably is worth pointing out to these two since they didn't quite get the whole story about last time that we did end up intercepting a pirate raid and blew the shit out of them, and now we have another new mecha in the hangar that's undergoing renovations after
There's a very busted mecha in the hangar that looks like it's been through hell and back.
Nice.
it got
That is,
pancaked after they rammed it with the freighter.
yeah, it's kind of pancaked and kind of looks like somebody literally ripped someone out of the cockpit because there's still blood stains all over it.
Oh
Yikes.
God, I just realized something that I can do. Do we not have any fighters that are that fast? Like single person flyers?
Let me see how fast the fighters are. I think the fighters might be as fast as the freighter, but I want to double check.
If you don't mind, because I want to do a Darth Vader.
Okay, what's the sublight speed on Big Sister?
Big Sister is a freighter. Its impulse speed is 3,000.
Okay, so Roctimus is transforming and it can go up to 45.
Miles an hour? That's kind of
4,500 meters or 4,500 feet per round.
sorry. I should have been muted for
the
that.
fighter craft on this stupid thing.
The book lists fighters in the first, like in the first
Oh, that's right.
category.
They're in the very first piece because it's a human fighter. Damn it. The battle frames can travel at 3,000. So I'm just going to kind of roll with the fighters can go around the same since I can't find the page. Goddamn human fighter is going to be on 12 different pages. Here we go. Saber, 3,500 feet. So the Mantis Squad fighter that Dalgar has is the other craft you have that is as fast, or that is the closest speed to Rusty's. The only other thing you have that's close is the freighter Big Sister, which is 3,000 feet. Everything else moves at 2,500 feet, which is way slower.
No, it's fine. I'll jack Dalgar's shit while he's in with Rusty.
Did Dalgar want to take his own? I was just offering for somebody to tag along if they didn't have a ship of their own. But
Can I roll a real quick? Would that be data check for like security on your vehicle? Also, you wouldn't have like a. I don't know how these things really start. Would we be using keys, or is it just?
I know you just hop in and push the on button.
Okay.
I mean,
technically,
yeah,
I don't have any security on it, so yeah, you can just go ahead. Because I think that actually is an add-on you can add to your ships, isn't it?
Yeah, extra security is something you have to pay for. You didn't pay for it.
I do want to be very specific about jacking his ride. I'm not getting in the cockpit. I'm jumping on top of this thing and using my kinesis to turn on all the engines and get it going. And I'm going to Darth Vader this thing, just standing on top of it, flying out and using my zone of atmospheres so I can breathe in space.
Okay.
what kind
Okay.
of technomancy bullshit is this?
Is
Channeling.
somebody else going to sit in the cockpit, or Meriel and Quetzalli? What are you guys doing?
Oh shit, I forgot about you.
I
Meriel
didn't.
just stepped away, so she'll be back in a second. I figured we were just gonna ride in her ship. She has
Okay.
a ship, I think.
Yeah, I think she does. She has a fighter, which is equivalent to the ship that Dalgar has. It's the human version. It's a Saber, which is the human fighter. And I at least I think that's what she has.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And that moves at 3,500 feet. Rusty has tinkered with his a bit, so it goes up a bit faster than the standard Saber.
It's got
Only if
that
it's-
sweet turbo.
It's got
Mhm.
it's got to be like not in frame shape though to do that. It's like, you know, Wing Zero or like Wing Gundam can transform into bird mode. It's that basically it loses the ability to use melee weapons, but it gains a flight speed of 4,500. But it loses the 360 maneuverability at the same time. So it's good for getting there, but not so much for fighting in. But when he goes to transform it, it looks like a space semi, if that makes any sense. Like, have you seen Cowboy Bebop, the
Yes,
animated
absolutely.
version?
Of course.
So, you know, Heavy Metal Queen.
Yes,
All right. So think kind of along those lines,
gotcha.
right? But the cockpit is still a giant fucking crab in like a half dome. The cockpit is like a big half dome that he basically sits in, and it kind of rotates like a hamster ball. And when he goes to transform it, it kind of like locks into place, and it looks almost like a Robotnik mech or something.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's not a Mustang like what I was figuring it was. It's a freaking punch buggy.
No, it's okay. So the crab tank itself is somewhere like in between the realms of like a Volkswagen and like a tractor, like a John Deere tractor, but also made out of crab. The body itself is like incongruous with the main frame of the crab. Like you can tell they came from different sources, and it's been kind of Frankenstein together from like battle frame parts. The actual underlying framework is clearly like Shayan work, but he's done things to the limbs and the body, like the chest part, everything to like get it where he wants it, and it now looks nothing like a frame that came out of any like Shayan foundry ever.
I love it.
Still calling it an intergalactic punch buggy.
I mean, Dune
Before I
buggy.
slug you in the shoulder.
You're welcome to.
I might accept Dune buggy. That probably would not go wrong. Or a beach
Sorry,
buggy.
I'm having
a crab.
exceeding amounts of fun tonight. I apologize.
I'm
No,
just
it's fine.
imagining. I'm just imagining the crab tank like skidding around on the beach and having a great time about it. So that's cool.
Hell yeah.
Zora, as you're getting ready to hop on to take off, the craft turns on as you use kind of mage hand to turn it on, and then it turns off again.
Oops.
As if someone had turned it off, perhaps not.
You would see Dalgar through whatever visor window in Rusty's looking at it. Gives you a smirk.
You can easily just turn it back on again. You think maybe he's just playfully toying with you.
At least it's his cardboard box.
You stole his cardboard box at this point.
We're playing a game about fucking space wizards, and I'm stealing cardboard boxes.
Right. So you take off and fly off into space there. Meriel, Quetzalli, I will say that you take off in Meriel's craft. Because yours is basically a human saber, right? It's a saber fighter.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. I thought that's what we said yours was, but I wasn't 100% sure. I'm like, I thought we had 3 saber fighters and yours was one of them, but
Yeah.
But yours actually has like a 2-seater, so you can have someone sit behind you. So Quetzalli sitting behind you. You have all the controls, but Quetzalli is just kind of like passenger sitting behind you.
Riding bitch.
Yeah,
Backseat
you could
driver.
say that.
Oh right. Is this a an underage safe stream or no? I thought Scotty had the adult content filter on.
We do have mature content. Swear away.
Okay.
Cardboard boxes.
So literally it's just a passenger seat, Dalgar. Like it's actually pretty cozy in here. But it doesn't actually take a station. There's still only the pilot station on this thing. So if you have mega spells you can cast for yourself just by line of sight, go ahead. Otherwise you may wish to to put yourself back in your own ship.
I'd rather see how you work.
Okay.
So you take off
I
into
think Zora's
space,
got things handled.
and you move towards this craft or something that's rocketing towards the ring world. As you get closer to it, you see it as some sort of craft composed entirely of what looks like silver metal. And then you all kind of think in your head, except Rusty, of course, who's never seen this. All the rest of you, though, go, oh shit, this is one of the craft from the Silver Fleet. You all recognize this thing as the outside of the craft seems to kind of warp and flex like the very metal it's made out of is liquid. And the craft is moving like a bunch of spikes kind of all jutting backwards off of a roundish front, like moving through space, leaving behind it this trail of silver.
Neat.
Can you give me a slight refresher? AKA Rusty probably asks, what the heck is that? And then Dalgar turns over and gives the exposition.
Sure.
Dalgar turns over to you and says, that's one of the Silver Fleet, a mysterious fleet that's been flying around. We later learned are actually composed of nanites. Nanites from the cosmic ooze, the very thing we're trying to stop that is going to destroy the universe.
Oh, well, so this is the thing I reckon the lesson here is don't get any on you.
Exactly.
Well, all right then.
And
Let's rip
as
it out.
you all kind of are flying at it, as it's flying towards you, it stops and the craft spikes on the back sort of like rotate around forward and back again. So the craft's kind of like looks like it uses its own weight to slow itself down in space. The very logic of that is well beyond what it should be, but somehow it works.
It's quite organic in nature.
Well, I don't know from organic. I just know that it's a menace. And we probably ought to be taking it out.
So
You will get a hailing that broadcasts across all of your craft at once.
that I don't hear.
Oddly enough, you do.
Oh shit.
Only in this case, it's more psychic for you.
Well,
This psychic energy, however, Zora, feels sinister in nature, very vile and terrible, as if something about it were just wrong on every measurable level.
Less of talking with you and more of aggressively putting the message in your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I do hope I'm not interrupting something important. I've been looking all over for you, and you've been spending so much time in this particular sector of space. It was only a matter of time before my nanites found you. I do hope you have some time for a bit of a combat, as it were. I would love to see where your skills are in compared to my own.
I immediately cast something.
Meriel, Quetzalli, you scarily know who this is immediately.
Oh.
This is the
Oh,
captain of the
no.
Silver Fleet. This is the master assassin that was supposed to have been dead hundreds of years ago.
All right,
The one
I
that
guess,
you both encountered when you were hiding in Captain Cobble's backpack
I guess initiative.
as
yes.
snakes.
I'm very familiar with that.
Who's casting what now?
I was asking if I could just immediately start casting something, but I will wait my
Sure.
turn for a initiative.
No, you go right ahead.
How close are we to the target right now?
It stopped when you're all kind of within 500 feet of it.
500. So we're at
500?
Yeah.
point.
500
Mhm.
feet or 5?
Yeah, no,
500 feet.
Or 50,000?
The man said
Mm,
500 feet.
500 feet.
The man said 500 feet.
Okay,
That
So,
was going to be
that's
something else I was going to.
really close. Okay.
Yep.
That's perfect for me.
That's a bit too close for me considering, but I'll wait. Yeah, if I'm able to get one particular spell right off the bat
Sure.
before we go into initiative, yeah, as soon as he starts forcing that crap into my head, meteor shower.
Oof.
All right.
And while
Is there
that's
a
raining
save for
down,
that, or is it just damage, right?
Do dex check, please.
Okay.
Shit.
What's the save?
The save is double checking 16 for my DC.
The save is 6.
He passes.
Okay, only half as much damage on a successful pass,
okay.
which is 8d6 mega damage.
Okay.
I misread that. I thought it was grabbing my d8s, and now I need 2 more d6s. Doodle-doodle-doo. 10, 20, 28 mega damage. So 14.
All right. So as you hear all of this across your comms, and Zora, you hear this painfully inserted into your brain. Zora unleashes a mega spell that causes a meteor shower to just cascade across the liquidy craft, and the craft looks like it took some damage from the impact for sure, but it is definitely still standing.
A good question.
Exactly what I was hoping for. So, we to have a battle in space then? Excellent. I do like how you had that craft designed. Maybe I'll steal it.
Initiative.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay, so technically my things aren't spells. Could I still use my psionics through the arcane cannon?
Yeah.
Okay.
The arcane cannon turns a spell into a mega spell.
Because my class was from Tasha's, which was after they made Dark Matter, so they didn't
Yeah.
have that
What do you
consideration.
think the Reaper's sound effects were from Mass Effect? It was just psionic cannons.
That's true.
Wow.
Initiative 21.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Roll off.
Ooh,
Or what's
no.
your dex modifier, Rusty? Sorry.
My dex is 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
The
assume-
assassin is 21 the greater.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure the assassin's like 20 plus dex. Talurra has a dirty 20 on initiative.
Elgar has a dirty look coming from the window.
Meriel has a 15.
How far away is Dalgar's ship from Rusty's?
What do you have, Quetzalli?
For what?
Initiative.
Initiative.
Oh. Yeah, I was missing something.
I'm probably a decent way back, Scotty. Is he singing?
21.
Wow.
What's your dex modifier?
2.
2?
Roll off.
Roll off with Rusty.
I
7.
got a 12.
Oh,
Okay, so
Quartz goes first.
Okay. And what did you say your initiative was, Zora?
I didn't, but 13.
Got it. Oddly enough, it was the last one I typed in, which also puts you in last place anyway.
Hey, it works.
There's the initiative order in the chat.
And on that note, I will be right back.
we are
Okay.
all front loaded.
All right. Leading initiative is
You'll be
the
first. After the assassin.
the legendary assassin. And the liquidy craft you see before you, which looks kind of like a streaked back series of spikes with a rounded front, sort of morphs into a sphere and immediately shapes into a battle frame sized battle frame. Not like Rusty's, but a battle frame sized craft. This is a little more like it. Now I can use some of my unique abilities. Thank you. I appreciate the design. And
This asshole.
see. Oh, he is just maximum levels of asshole. You don't even know. He hasn't even got to asshole yet. He's not even full asshole.
He's like a black hole of asshole.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, quite literally.
Be very careful with that sentence.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're just gonna choose at random because there's so many friends to just blast with terrible magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Dear.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Let's see. Oh, 5. Which would be Meryl's craft.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, great.
Meryl, you were on here twice to be fair, because Quetzalli is in this roll off. So
Yeah, okay.
it is twice as likely it was going to be you.
I just realized a very, very large flaw in my plan. I'm the only one not inside of a fucking spaceship.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you decided to be rule of cool about it.
Off, I'm
Right.
sticking with it, but still.
So
Don't work out
that
in your
might be
favor.
what
You
you
don't have
choose
a
to do on
point.
your turn. I don't know. But anyway, Meryl, let me see. Saber, you're in a saber, right?
You could conceivably use your movement to climb inside.
I'm not going.
Well, all right. That's I respect the commitment to the bit, but not your common sense.
I said I'm pulling a Darth Vader. I'm pulling a Darth Vader. I'm even using some of my kinesis to make sure my trench coat is flapping in the wind.
Oh my fuck.
Even though there's no wind. Yeah, you know what? We'll just do that. That works out great. Your craft has
Space.
13 AC, right?
One more time.
Your craft has 13 AC, correct? Like a standard saber, basically.
I don't think I have this written down.
Uh,
Anywhere, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
The fighter craft should take on the AC of the user and the HP
Wait,
outside because those stat blocks are for NPC fighters.
Oh, right. Okay. Then
Well, in
what
that
is your
case-
AC?
In that case, it's a 16.
All right. Well, that makes a huge difference.
wait, really? Jesse?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The stat blocks you find in the book are guidelines for NPC and like vanilla craft, but player controlled assets like that take on the HP and AC of the player who's driving it.
I like that. Well, he hit you anyway, so
Okay.
I'm sorry. Your ship, minimum damage. Your ship takes 5 mega damage.
Okay.
as the battle frame, one of its like hands turns into a giant tendril and just lashes your direction and smashes into your fighter craft. You almost moved out of the way, but wasn't quite fast enough.
Fair enough.
And the tendril like lashes back very like grotesquely into a hand that's on the battle frame.
That's gross. I don't like that.
No, I don't like
It was-
it either.
It was quite disgusting. You can see like bits of like silvery stuff on the outside of the craft, which makes you a little more paranoid knowing that those are tiny nanites.
Man, am I glad
Um,
those are out there and we're in here.
Uh-huh. You're very glad those are out there and you're in here. I
And
don't
then
want to
it'll
tell you what those do if it wasn't.
And
Little
we're
chrome
in,
sheen
It's
starts
almost-
spreading
it's
across
almost
the
like
control
we're-
panel.
It's almost like we're in better shape being in this ship than playing Rule of Cool and being outside.
crazy, right?
Next on initiative is Quetzalli.
Spoofy.
Fuck. I guess I'll just cast technical difficulty. I
Okay.
think I can do that.
Can you do that?
I don't know. I've never done
Um,
Mega Battle.
It's a fighter craft. Technically, its controls and everything are piloted by the pilot, including the weapons, unless, of course, that is something that you want different on yours, Meriel.
You could have it as a
Could be
different
alternate.
Apache
Maybe
setup.
you or the co-pilot could fire the weapons. It's entirely up to you.
I like teamwork. I would like her to have some control.
Okay.
redundant
You can
control
fire the
system.
pulse cannons from your seat if you wish.
I would like to fire the pulse cannon.
Fire away, sir. I do believe it also uses Quetzalli's ranged attack then, right, Rusty?
Oh,
I'm not driving that ship. I don't know what he's. Oh, are you
I
asking
mean,
like
it
for rule
uses the
check?
player, the
Yeah.
players.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, the range
Okay.
attack bonus.
Use your ranged attack bonus instead of the craft's, which is probably thankful since the craft only has +5.
go ahead. 19.
Okay. Do you wish to roll damage or do you want to take the flat 13?
What do I roll?
You roll 3d8 mega radiant damage for the pulse cannon.
Tasty.
Or you could take flat 13.
Now that sounds boring. I'm gonna gamble and probably roll
Okay.
terrible. Roll 3d8.
Where are you going?
I gotta take a lap.
I'll go see what he rolled. Hold on.
I'm assuming that-
3.
You rolled a 3.
Oh no!
Ah.
3 ones. Ah.
3 ones.
Ooh.
All right. You fire a pulse cannon, which just barely manages to hit. Just singes the outside of those nanites. Just sizzle right along the outside.
As a snake in space, I envy the dead.
And
That's right.
on that note, it is Rusty's turn.
Remind me to get descriptions for you two later, because I don't think I know what y'all look like either.
I can post a
Oh,
picture.
It's fun.
All right, cool. Well, while they're all throwing meteorites and shooting pulse cannons, the space truck is going to erupt in a flurry of limbs rolling every which way as it assumes a more framed shape. The one arm comes back, grabs something off the back of the frame, lifts it out, and a big telescoping giant fuck off hammer with a face that is like light absorbing kind of black, like Anish Kapoor can't use this kind of black. And they strike a very dynamic pose for a second with this gigantic fuck off maul, and then go for 2 swings with wham.
Okay.
Okay, so that was cockeyed. All right. First roll is plus 10. 28 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And I need
The
more
look on your face if he'd have said miss.
Yeah, right. I would have had questions. I had many questions. All right, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, 6. Oop, wait, sorry, I lost my spot here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Plus 6. I'm sorry, I've forgotten how to math. It's
Okay.
4, 7, 10, 16, 13. 13 damage, mega damage for the first hit.
Okay.
And now swinging in for a nat 20, baby.
Oh yeah.
I
Hell
wanted
yeah.
to start saying numbers just to fuck
You
with him.
hit it right in the sweet spot.
In the dick.
Booped him in the dick.
Hmm.
All right.
You splatted that giant
Are-
blob of nanites right in the nanite.
Are we using the Xanathar's guide, Lost Guide to Everything Else? D100?
We sure are.
Let me get it.
Sweet. Let me break out some percentile dice.
Why wouldn't we? Because it adds fun to every adventure.
This is gonna be crazy for ships because everything's mega.
70.
Huh?
Cool. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls to the end of your next turn, Rusty.
Nice.
All right.
You hit it so hard, you slapped the shape out of it.
Okay. 78.
There's just like a clear, like mega size handprint just slapped into it.
Just freaking hammer-sized splat mark right where the arm should be.
There's no sound in space, but you just hear like the.
You imagine it was more along the lines of.
Kind of really wished his hammer had the word ban flipped on the side of the hammer.
It hits everything, leaves the word ban and giant hammer shapes.
And
Yeah.
straight.
It's B in the ampersand.
But that's banned, as in marching band.
It's the
Or as
band
in,
hammer.
you have been banned from existing. All right.
No, that's the wrong kind of band.
26.
I'm going to be a grammar Nazi on this. You can't do that.
There's not enough ends.
No,
All
every
right.
time he swings that one, a giant blast of trumpets sounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
and
you go.
that's so that second is an absolute El Kabong for 34 mega damage.
Ooh.
And let's see, hold on a second. I'm pretty sure. Go ahead and play, but I got to check a ruling about one of my masterwork weapon properties.
Let's see. Okay. Meriel, it's your turn.
Oh, did Dalgar go?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dalgar gets to go. You're right.
Is Zora within 3,000 feet?
You're all flying in formation, so I guess technically.
Mm,
In
Oh.
normal D&D combat terms, within 30 feet.
well, Rusty moved up. But I guess if we were in formation, that was only 500 feet.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I hate to interject, but I have to include this. What I was thinking was going off. It's a feat. Crusher. I've landed a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage on this creature, and attack rolls against that creature are now made with advantage until the start of my next turn.
So it has
So-
disadvantage on its attacks, and you have advantage on your attacks.
Everyone has
Yeah.
advantage.
So Meriel, you'll get to
Party
add your
on.
sneak attack.
Excellent.
Anyway, Dalgar, it's your turn.
So Zora would be within that range.
Yeah.
I use my action to charge up the arcane cannon.
Okay.
That's it. That's all
I'm
I can really
sorry.
do.
Why were you asking if I was in range?
No reason in particular.
Actually,
He's gonna shoot you
Dalgar,
with the arcane cannon. Why not?
Dalgar, you do have one more option here. You can, if you so desire, slap the missiles button on the cockpit control panel. It is within reach of you. I have a missile barrage attack on the spaceship, and since the universe is seeing fit to let Meriel and Quetzalli share the
Yeah, why not?
You know what? He probably was going to do the arcane cannon, but you left such an opening that he's going to go over to the missiles then. So
It's a big red.
The giant red button that says lots of missiles.
So I keep trying to find like the thing that states how you do the AC and stuff for different ships. So would I just be the reason I'm asking that is so would I just use like my dexterity and proficiency?
Well, this isn't an attack roll. It's actually an area of effect spell. So what's your DC? What's your safety?
Let's see here.
Because he has a dex save to make.
16.
Ooh, and he probably didn't pass. Nope, he did not pass.
Woo! All right. So the damage dice on the missiles is considerable. It is that's 3d6 magical force.
Excellent.
I'll action surge to ready the arcane cannon.
Sick.
So I get my second action.
All right.
So he's got like 2 buttons, and it's like missile barrage, arcane cannon, and he action surges and just hits both.
Awesome. All right. Roll your damage. Or do your arcane cannon effect and then roll your damage, whatever.
Well, you got to spend a turn charging up the arcane cannon.
Oh, okay. So it'll go off next round.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So roll your missile damage.
So it's like you can make spells mega, but the downside is you can only cast once every other turn.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you can't just make a fireball every turn.
Right.
What am I rolling here?
3d6 mega force damage.
Okay, rolling. That's totally the sound that they make as they fire out of the silos.
The yipping of small dogs.
Yes. 10 mega force.
Woohoo!
All right.
That needs
The
to be a
missiles
band mega force.
contact with the gelid surface of the craft and appear to do damage, as far as you can tell. It's difficult. This craft doesn't seem to react to damage like a normal craft does. It's almost like you're firing a giant block of jello with missiles and punches, slaps. It seems to move and jiggle around, but it looks like you're doing damage.
I mean, if it behaves like Jello, then heat should be able to melt it.
It appears to be damaged.
And if you'll let me...
Good logic. I like your logic.
If you'll let me, I'll have the arcane cannon go off on Rusty's turn.
Okay. That's fine.
I don't have an arcane cannon built into mine, so that's gonna have to go off on
Oh,
the other ship.
I thought you said you did. That's
Not on this fellow. I have my big mega hammer and I've got the missile barrage button, and that's all.
Oh, okay. Then forget about the action surge and whatnot. I just pressed the missile thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
I thought you were saying that you were charging up an arcane cannon on Zora's ship, or the ship that Zora was riding. Which
No, I'm
belongs
not
to
on
you.
it.
Right, but never mind.
Someone has to be in the cockpit to do
You're-
that.
Errol,
You're-
it's your
You're
turn.
asking about his locality.
Sorry, go ahead, Harold.
Oh, no worries. Want to make sure everyone's on the same page. But yeah, I think I'll follow suit with the pulse laser thing
Okay.
because I don't have spells really.
Make your attack roll to see if you hit or not. Use your ranged attack bonus. And then roll the damage of the pulse cannon, which is 3d8 or a flat 13, your choice.
Let's see. So my base is a 13 plus dex mod 17. And then what was the range bonus?
Your dice roll plus your dex mod plus your basic to hit, whatever that's called. Rolling a brain fart. Scotty, help me.
What was
What's
the
it
question?
called? Ranged attack. It's dex plus dice roll plus.
Proficiency bonus.
Thank you.
Oh,
Proficiency bonus.
thank
Good
you.
lord. I was
Okay.
like,
That'll be a 21 to hit.
okay, that definitely hits.
I
And
didn't know
I'm
the
allowed
Spasser could cast
to
Feeble Mind too.
I'm allowed to include my sneak attack bonus in this?
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
Roll with advantage on your attack roll, please.
Oh yeah. Roll with advantage. Forgot. Because Rusty's hammer strike was so deafening that it just splattered the gelid surface into a just misshapen goop.
Rang his bell.
I mean,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have been able to hear it, but anything on the inside of that ship.
Oh, I'd heard it. That is the squelchiest slap you ever heard.
Ew.
It's a
Phrasing.
that is a kaiju-sized squelchy slap. That's what that is.
Oh God,
All
where's
right,
you?
I
Which one you
think
need?
my grand total here is going to be 28 radiant damage.
Whew. Boy. All right. That is quite a bit. If you land a just solid shot on this thing and do just an insane amount of damage.
Sorry, mega radiant.
Yes, mega radiant. Definitely a difference. Since radiant would just be 28 and that's 280 to be specific.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
So last but not least, Zora, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm about to piss him off, I hope.
Good.
So
Or
Dalgar, he's just gonna fuck with him. You're gonna like,
quick question. Is there any
Mhm.
debris in the back of the cab of that battle frame, Jesse?
is there any what?
Debris like Coke cans or meal bags, cardboard boxes?
You know, I don't know what you heard, but Rusty keeps himself very tight a cab.
Also, what's the
Um,
range in your telekinesis?
Enough to fuck with you, trust me.
There's no juice boxes in here, sorry.
It has at least 500-foot range. Wow.
No, it's not that close. I think it's 60 at best. But I can still fly close enough to fuck with
Yeah,
you.
you'd have to like stunk onto the windshield, and then like one can hits the back of my head.
Middle of combat, I zoom close, jump to your windshield, both middle fingers, cardboard box.
Spent my entire turn in the middle of combat just to hit
Into
you
the
with a
windshield
can.
like a
Just to
fly.
fuck
on
with
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the fighter's like forgotten and drifting off into space.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm having way too much fun with this.
You're fine. Y'all gonna
Um,
get that.
I will draw my chakram, but I won't split it. I will instead use it as a targeting reticule in between both of my hands.
Okay.
As I cast Hold Ship.
Ooh.
Now,
Ooh, okay.
the target's engineer must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
If there is no creature in that roll, it automatically fails.
Technically, there's no engineering role because the only role in a fighter is pilot.
Well,
So I guess that would be an automatic fail then. Unless the pilot would count as the engineer.
so this is
The
kind of
pilot's the pilot.
this is kind of
Right.
up to DM interpretation because the pilot role in a dogfighter takes the dogfighting role, which is its own thing. You can say that raw that no, they don't have an engineer, but you can also say that Rye, this is like the every role on the ship at once.
Yeah, so it's your call.
I'm going to say in this particular instance, with this Silver Fleet class craft, it's going to be the pilot. So the pilot will just make the save.
Okay.
Oh, and he failed terribly.
Get wrecked.
Not only
right.
get wrecked, on a failed save, the target's speed and maneuverability are reduced to 0 for the duration.
Mhm.
Any weapons mounted on it can't be fired. If the target's
Ooh.
engineer is at their station and not incapacitated, they can attempt the saving throw again at the end of each of their turns.
I like that.
We are really fucking him up today. Also, did you roll advantage for your? Oh no, it's a spell. Never mind.
It's a spell. He doesn't
Okay.
take advantage.
So,
That was awesome. All right. The casting of that on the Silver Fleet craft makes it kind of warp into the shape you saw it before. So it doesn't look like a battle frame anymore. It looks like a rounded front of a meteor with spikes jagging off the back, as it seems to just like freeze in the shape that it should have been in the first place.
Gross.
And then the big bad thing goes. So does it get to save again on its turn or your turn?
At the end of its turn, I believe. Let me rephrase it. If the engineer is at their station and not incapacitated, they can attempt the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. At the end of each of their turns.
Okay. All right. It attempts to break the hold. Nope. That was his turn.
This is like Cat's one shot. I literally froze the BBEG for our little combat encounter with hold person, and I just sat in the back of a cart just playing a fiddle the entire combat.
Nice.
Loved it.
Quetzalli, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I'll try and shoot again.
You got this.
Yeah.
She gets advantage, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think because it's not Rusty's turn yet. So yeah.
Oh, first roll. All right. 18.
18 to hit.
Oh, does hold person do anything to his armor or no?
No, it just stomps them dead. They can't maneuver. They can't fire.
Okay, missed.
Bang. Okay.
Splork. Or more precisely, it just reflects off the hull. It doesn't seem to have damaged it.
Ah,
Yeah.
prang.
It's all good.
All right.
Also, you
Yep.
doing your job as passenger and picking our playlist for the ride?
Obviously.
Let's select the next song on the lineup. Rusty, it's your turn while Quetzalli selects another jam.
Woo.
It's all just anime.
It's all just anime music.
It all sounds like the same techno song. You're not really sure why she has that many of the same song on the radio. Meriel, just surfing through all your good tunes.
Hell yeah.
These are all your jam and space tunes.
Hey Alexa, play Sandstorm.
I have,
Yeah.
I don't have that one. I just have 1,000 variations of La Cucaracha. But they sound like
Cucaracha.
so I have a version of La Cucaracha that sounds like Sandstorm.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, don't knock it. There's the techno remix. There's the lo-fi remix. There's the chill bass remix.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to hear the lo-fi remixes.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 on my recharge for the missile barrage, so it is back up now. The big
Nice.
the big red button comes back online.
Nice.
But frankly, I really like to hit things, so I'm going to swing some more.
All right. Slam away.
Boy,
Hey! All right. The first one is a 17, which I'm pretty sure misses.
Yep. Funk.
The second one is a dirty 20.
That is a hit.
Cool.
Much better.
I'm so glad I'm throwing out saving throw spells instead of my normal roll to hit because I'm afraid of this right now.
This exact thing happening?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
sick. 12. Hang on.
what is my plus to hit? It's +8. It's not that bad.
Get in there. Damn it, that's cockeyed. All right. Okay. 329 mega magic bludgeoning damage with the one good hit.
Okay.
I rolled crazy good.
Nice.
And that's pretty much my turn. I don't think I have anything bonus action you really to do right now.
Okay. Dalgar, it is your turn.
I press the button.
All right. Missiles away. Roll missile damage. Well, I
It
guess he gets to
saves.
save first.
I literally don't do
Oh,
anything
does
except
it?
press the button.
Pass with flying colors.
Okay.
Okay, let me roll the
Um,
3d6.
It's kind of weird that hold shift doesn't make them doesn't penalize them against dex saves.
Hold person used to. They stopped that in 4th edition when in 3.5 they found out it auto killed every enemy. So you could just cast hold person and then coup de grace them because they were held for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it made the
So thank you 3.5 for removing that part of the spell.
Well,
check, and I rolled really shitty. With it halved, it's 3 mega force damage.
Okay. You press the missile button, and the missiles seem to ineffectually just blow up all over the place. They don't really look like they did anything. But they looked cool.
Okay.
I just want to take note real fast. I'm outside standing on a fighter, holding a ship in place after barraging it with meteorites. And Dargar's in a passenger seat pressing a button.
Yeah, pretty much. Meriel, it's your turn.
Not gonna lie, I was half tempted at one point to yeet out of this ship to get back to my ship, so you don't blow it up with yourself.
You can totally do that too, by the way. I'll let you out.
You know how many rounds that would take?
It would take
Quite a large
exactly-
number.
I was gonna say it would take like a round maybe for you to get the movement out.
You have
'cause-
to realize one thing.
I would have to stop at some point.
No, you would have to beg Zora just to come and pick your ass up because she is not doing that out of the kindness of her heart.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can outrun your ship.
You
I
can,
can-
try, but
I
if
can make
he's
a delivery.
trying to make that jump, I'm still going to be moving.
Well,
I'm just
If you
saying,
wanna
free
be-
floating in space, I'm not gonna be going very fast.
you want to
No.
be ornery about it.
Anyway,
In this case,
whatever.
because it's Dalgar, yes.
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's deal with this bullshit first, and then y'all can have fun playing.
Yeah. Dalgar, was that your turn? Meriel.
All right. Who wants a pulse laser again?
Sounds like the bad guy does.
You
With
have-
a
You have sneak attack from
non-crit
Rogue.
20.
You have sneak attack from Rogue.
I do.
So you have an ally within proximity of this thing.
Within proximity. Not within 5 feet. Within proximity.
Hell yeah.
5 feet in space is touching.
Yeah.
You're docked, motherfucker.
You're
So
docked
lucky
at that
5 feet
point.
of anything.
Yeah. So you have an ally within threat range of the craft in melee of the craft for space. So go ahead and add your sneak attack. You can go for the sweet spot, as it were. To your
Love
damage,
to
of
hear
course.
it.
Make your regular pulse cannon attack roll.
Ooh, nice rolls. That'll be 31.
31 is firmly a hit. That is so definitely
that was
a
a
hit that
damage
you
roll.
wish
That
it
was a
were
dirty-
critical.
The dirty 20 was the roll.
Yeah. The dirty 20 was the roll.
31 damage. Got it.
31
Dirty 20 is a
damage.
hit. Yeah. 31 damage is a shitload. It looks like the craft starts to discorporate. Like it's not quite all there anymore. Parts of the craft start to literally look like they're burning away, like fire almost. The silvery chromy exterior looks kind of magma-esque and flamey. Zora, it's your turn.
So thanks.
Either he's having a disco or it's on fire.
I mean,
I hope it's the latter.
Either way, it's serious.
It could
Gonna
be a
cause it
panic at the
first.
disco.
oh, it's going to be a
Yeah.
panic because while I'm holding concentration, I can still cast another spell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, you know those meteoroids I hit him with first?
Uh-huh.
They're making another pass.
All right.
I need a dex check, please.
Okay. All right. He
All the
fails.
saves. All the saves tonight.
I'm loving this. Ooh. 12, 20, 25, 28
Mhm.
mega damage.
What was once fire is now a splattered kind of melting goop that seems to be just like diffusing into nothing before you. The craft itself looks like it's turned like from silver to like kind of reddish orange, and it seems to be just discorporating into bits. As you see the pilot on the inside, the legendary assassin, ever so briefly before he seemingly disappears. You're not sure if it were magic or not. You can give me an arcane check, those of you who wish to see if it were magic. The craft itself literally discorporates into nothing.
28
got a
on
s-
that arcane check.
17 for me.
Okay. Anyone else check?
Guessing I don't have to
Sure,
roll
why
to
not?
hold
Dirty 20.
concentration.
All right.
Also, 21.
All right. Pretty much anyone who checked except Rusty.
Great.
Dalgar didn't check, I guess, so we're
No, his is
Just
in the chat.
gonna-
16.
16. Sorry.
Sorry, 16. Yeah.
I didn't see the chat. It didn't update for whatever reason. All right. So Dalgar and Rusty, I have no idea what happened. It looks like he disappeared. Zora, Meriel, and Quetzalli all realized that that is a very powerful magical spell that should be illegal
Because it's broken or because he shouldn't have it?
because it shouldn't exist.
Oof.
Hmm. Whatever, I'm feeling good about this. You're gonna have a fun story to tell your mom later.
Yeah, I guess. If she doesn't kick my ass for being away for so long without calling.
She has to understand that you don't have any service.
To be fair, you've been in a coma.
I'm gonna be grounded. for life.
Coma.
God damn it, Blake.
No, I'm feeling good. We made the Silver Fleet captain a bitch today.
Well, first round's on me, y'all. Does anybody think we ought to try and grab a little some of that silvery goop before it all burns away?
That seemed almost too easy.
As you say that, it is all burned away.
Damn it. He's gonna like really quick, like whip around the head of the hammer and like hold it up to the cockpit to see if he can see any left on the hammer face.
Love to learn that spell. though,
Not
if I
really.
can get my hands
Oddly
on it.
enough, Meriel, even the goop that was on top of your craft that was silver, when the ship discorporates away, the goo that was on top also glows and sort of disappears in the same manner.
Oh, good, it cleans itself.
It goes away when the main craft dies.
How polite.
Well, so I don't know, but it seems like perhaps this location has been compromised. Should we try and talk about moving the ring world? And we're gonna like
Are we able to move the ring world?
drive back. Well,
I'm not sure if that's even possible.
you're telling me that they made a giant like solar system sized artificial construct and didn't put a dark matter drive in it?
It
That sounds-
it might be possible, but
Maybe we
to
can ask
not
the
collide
doctor,
with
but-
something.
There are only two people who could answer that question. Maybe Overseer and the person who was there when it was crafted, Dr. Elena Tepish.
Which I still have yet to meet.
Oh, Dr. Tepish is a treat.
Yeah.
Is a tree?
No.
A treat.
What the hell is going on with this planet?
she doesn't have the best bedside manner, but yeah, she's pretty great.
Well, I guess we reckon go talk to him because the Silver Fleet might be beating down the door here too soon. And
Would it be possible to like retroactively have taken some pictures of the disintegrating ship?
Actually, you probably could have just replayed back the battle from your ship's camera.
Battle
Excellent.
Mhm.
I gotta
Uh,
have proof if I'm gonna start talking mad fire.
right. And you know that the craft Zora was standing on top of also recorded it, and you're not sure about Rusty's craft, but it might have a camera.
Oh, for sure.
Then again, it might also just be looking at Rusty. You're not really sure.
No, it's got it like a dash cam.
Okay.
For
It doesn't
insurance
just stare at you.
purposes. No, it's for insurance purposes.
I mean, some people have their dash cam pointed at them.
Well, he doesn't have an only can, so
Yeah, I'm gonna save that footage just for fun.
Private messages.
mhm.
No one's blowing up. It's totally fine. So, how's the weather?
Well, it's
Space.
there's been a lot of meteor showers lately, so it
Mm.
seems a little unusual.
Chance of death?
Hey,
Hey, you've ended your epic battle, and I'm assuming you all kind of
Yes,
zoom back to base.
Yeah, we're
And
out.
inform
Yeah.
everybody, and definitely look for Dr. Tepish.
Does assuming that Zora is done playing silly buggers with Dalgar's ship.
Never!
Oh boy.
Look, I get to have fun with my fucking characters. You leave me alone.
Hey, you got fun. You have fun when you can. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
And you get back to the main hangar. You see Overseer's drones are all over the place. If you wanted to know Dr. Tepish's location, Overseer would be the best one to ask,
Okay. Well,
since Overseer knows everything that goes on in the ring world.
then I reckon we better go talk to the overseer, huh?
Yeah, we can at least ask if we can relocate. If
Well,
it means
if-
being safer.
Exactly. Better that we move to another location.
I mean, they definitely know where we are here, so.
And you can bet they'll be back.
And if we can't move, we can talk about what we can do to fortify the place.
Mhm.
There was this one guy, Master Chief. Did
Well,
we-
None
a
of that.
giant cannon that killed everything in the known universe.
I don't know. I like the idea of
Why do you
picking
gotta
up
always?
the ring world and pushing it somewhere else.
We just pushed the city somewhere else.
You want to be Spartan something?
All right. So
I'm
you
gonna
ask
go for it.
Overseer where Dr. Tepish's location is, and Overseer responds as politely as possible. Dr. Tepish is currently located in lab level 17, current laboratory 46466.
Okay. Can you set us up a tram to head to the nearest station?
Certainly.
Cool. Just because it's been a minute, I'm going to bring the crab tank with us, unless there's too many doors that are not big enough to hold a large size.
You think that these doors are going to be more people-sized,
Oh, well, shit.
since you're moving through a medical laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
You get
I
the
just
feeling that it's probably people-y in size and not really mechy in size.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
But in any case, you get a transit to the deck that lab is on, and then after a lengthy walk, you arrive at the lab that was the one that was indicated.
Whew, and this is why I have a crab tank. So is it just we just go in then?
The door looks as though you can push a button to hail, or you can just open it.
Okay.
I pushed the button.
Yeah, I haven't met the doctor yet, so I probably
Okay.
shouldn't be the one.
You push the button. You hear the comm kind of chime in on the side. Hang on just a minute.
Okay.
And there we go. And that experiment is hopefully done. Okay. Come in. And the door opens. Those of you who've met Dr. Tepish, see Dr. Tepish. For Rusty's sake, since Rusty doesn't know what Dr. Tepish looks like, you see a pale-skinned human of what you would guess to be, although she stands an impressive 7 feet tall for a human. She has pale skin, long flowing black hair, and the reddest eyes you have ever seen.
Well, how do you do? He'll hold out one hand. It's just, I'm Rusty
She
Bookboard. Pleasure to make your
politely
acquaintance.
holds a smaller than your hand out, but the grip is equal to your grip, if not a little more.
That's going to get one eyebrow quirk out of me. Not sure if you can tell behind the mirror shades, but
Should be.
all
No,
right.
she big.
I am Dr. Elena Tepish. I do hope the fangs do not frighten you. As you notice, she does have fangs.
Well, that's not going to be a problem for me. He'll give his own tusky grin, with the basically
Yeah.
the inverse of that.
I assume this much. I just need to say for politeness sake, some people are, what do they say, less than savory when it comes to my appearance.
You guys are over there like She has the top fangs. You got the bottom tusk. Quetzalli's just like, you guys are fucking losers. I have both.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at Mr. Four Fangs over here. Anyway,
Not everyone can inherit all the snake genes, quite.
Yeah, well,
And you note that on top of her rather sleek lab coat and black dress that is underneath it, she has a rather large arm computer that takes up most of one of her forearms. And she points at your direction ever so briefly as she's talking to you, looking at the holographic screen that's projected above it as she does so. Yes, interesting.
oh, what's that then?
Oh, it's a genetic analyzer.
That's a bit presumptuous. Don't you
I
like
wouldn't
neat-
smoke if I were you.
It's fine. She does that to everybody.
yeah.
Okay, not sure how to take that, but I'm sure it was well-meaning. Listen, Doc, so we just got back from a lovely encounter with who I'm told was what was it you said, the captain of the Silver Fleet?
Oh,
So
there's only been a few other people who have ever encountered him and lived. I take it you didn't encounter him in person then.
well, it
Oh.
was ship-to-ship combat, but it was like
Okay.
ship to ship to ship to ship to ship.
For your own sake, I'm glad it was ship to ship.
Well,
I would be piecing together what was left of your organs and attempting to reassemble your intelligence if it had been otherwise.
so you say. But the point being here is that he's found the ring world, and it occurred to us that if it was possible, we might want to try and move somewhere else. Because you know he's going to come back in force this time.
Perhaps.
So is that a thing this place can do? It's got a lot of pretty neat tricks. I don't know if
Well, the sun that is in the middle of this particular ring world is not exactly a sun. It is a Einstein-Rosen bridge to the radiant dimension. I'm not entirely sure if this can move or not. In my studies, after having been stuck on the factory world that printed this ring world, I did find a few computers that listed a bit of information. Unfortunately, the toxic kaiju blood in the area fried them before I could get useful information out of them. I have fragmented bits of info here you could try to piece together if you're willing to spend the time on it.
well, I admit dark matter engineering is not a particular forte of mine, but I've known my way around a
Oh,
ship.
this is not dark matter engineering in the least. No one knows where this engineering came from. We found this giant planet-sized factory and we turned the on button on and it printed this ring world. The star didn't exist before the ring world did.
Fascinating. Well, all right then.
I suppose there's some master control panel somewhere. Look, I'll forward you the information and maybe the team of you can put together your brains and figure out what all of this information means. I don't have time to look at it. I have 143 other people with genetic disorders I have to cure this afternoon.
143.
It's a slow day today, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you go and do your good work, Doc, and we'll give you a holler should we need you.
Okay, I'll forward the information to your computers. Meriel,
Doc.
she kind of just goes like this and the information appears on your PDA.
Excellent.
I take it you know what to do with that, darling.
Of course.
Have a nice day. If you need anything or need to become something else, just let me know.
I'm still not quite sure what that means, but okay.
If you don't want to be
She
a
smile-
snake, you cannot be
She
a snake.
smiles a toothy grin and just nods. You'll figure it out if you know, my darling.
I don't why my brain
That's
went to
not
this.
menacing at all.
Oh boy.
I don't know why my brain went to this, but they're like, you know what to do with this, right? And they're like, yeah, of course. And then just like cut pans to the next scene, and they're just in the bathroom, and they just flush it in the toilet.
The Gilligan cut. I don't understand.
I thought you wanted me to dispose of it.
It says double
right.
batteries? What the hell?
You leave the laboratory, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That was the
She
plan.
goes back to a series of very complex looking algorithms and like a triple helix DNA looking structure that she's staring at, and
Oh,
some
Lulu's here.
odd, strange thing that she's messing with as well. She appears to be like literally pulling parts of it apart and putting it back together again in some three-dimensional manner.
Is it 3 and A?
You know that the triple helix DNA was entirely possible in some beings, although you're not exactly sure where she got a hold of that DNA, since that information is highly classified.
I mean, at this point, I'm assuming that I'm like so far behind the lines of classified information that all the security is on the outside relative to me. So he's just kind of rolling with it. He evidently like fell face first into a great big conspiracy of some bullshit, and he really needs to have a word with his point of contact, because this is way bigger than just running guns for Grax.
Okay. And at this particular moment, we're at a good point where we could stop here if you want. If everyone's down with that, we could kind of stop here and pick up next time with diffusing this information and figuring out where or if the ring world can move. Does that sound good, everyone?
A little short of a session, but yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to keep going, you can go right ahead, but I'm getting up in 4 hours. I need to go.
Yeah,
okay.
I've been pretty out of it all day today too. So
All right.
Well, we'll take this as a nice short one today, and we'll stop here.
Okay.
We will go with plugs first. And because you have to get up the earliest, Meriel, you get to go first.
All right. You can follow me at Colliloquie on Twitter and Instagram. I'm not nearly as active on Instagram as I am on Twitter. And even then, that's been a little sparse lately. Getting used to using the art program on my new computer. But commissions are going to be back as soon as I update my page. I like to draw D&D art, Pokemon, cutesy stuff, pretty much. So if you like that sort of thing, keep an eye out for my page.
Woo.
All right. And because you're both using the same webcam speaker combo there, Alt, we will go to you next.
Whoa, that's me. I am Altaziel. You can follow me at Altaziel on Twitter. I do art also, mostly original characters, sometimes mecha, whatever really strikes my fancy at the time. I'm also getting back into writing, so I might have a couple of links up to my fan fictions at some point. That's about it for me.
All right. Zora, do you have any plugs?
Yet.
All right. Rusty?
Well, Quest for the Quantum Rose is still on hiatus, but you can check out all of the episodes of season 1 we have available up at my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/backchan, or you can check me out on Twitter, also at backchan, or you can check out the Castbox podcast of Quantum Rose season 1 over on castbox.fm. Beyond that, I also participate in the Retroverse, which we had our game last night, and it was super dramatic over here on the same channel. And I'm also on the other Saturday game with Scotty and them, Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which I'll let you talk about, Scotty, because that's all I've got.
All right. Last but not least, Scotty.
well, I guess I'll continue with that. Next Saturday, I believe that's the 16th of October. At the same time this game normally is at is the alternating Saturday game, Ghost of Saltmarsh, which is off of the Ghost of Saltmarsh book, very loosely. I also have a lot of my own aquatic homebrew in it. You guys are dealing with a vampiric threat in the city of Saltmarsh, and you're figuring out what to do with it because the vampire doesn't want to fight. And supposedly it has a deal where it'll tell you guys information that could help save the town from a hidden evil that you don't know of. And he will leave, and never come back and never harm anybody here. And the group does not trust them because they're a vampire, and one of them's a paladin, one of them's a cleric, so I don't blame them.
And it's small wonder we almost got assassinated last session.
Yeah.
Or at least Sage's character did. Got,
And-
Pretty damn
got
close.
stabbed.
And we have been discussing how to take care of this damn vampire for the last 3 sessions.
Yeah.
So
Can't
we'll,
seem to decide if we want to talk to him and kill him or just kill him.
so we'll see. We'll see where that concludes next Saturday. But the next game
Sure.
on this channel will be Wednesday. I'm probably off the 13th. Is that right?
I think so. Me too. Wednesday is the 13th.
Okay. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we continue our Rime of the Frostbane Icewind Dale campaign, where the group just got to the 10-town city of East Haven, where they got to witness a wizard being burned at the stake for some major-ass crimes, but they don't know what crimes yet. They got to meet his simulacrum a few sessions ago, so that was a little interesting to meet the simulacrum first, and then find the actual wizard as he's dying.
So do you want to tell them what happened to the simulacrum, or?
If you want to know what happened or what the heck's going on, you can check out the playlist on YouTube. But that's what's going to be happening on Wednesday. And I want to thank everybody who watches these and leaves comments on Twitch. I might not answer them right away, but they're greatly appreciated, and I always go back to check. So thank you.
Woo.
All right. Well, we thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time, Space Cowboys.
Bye.
Phew.